Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, 4D. Good evening, Viv.
Good evening, 4D, and good evening, Bonds.
It is Thursday, the 2nd of July, 2026. Storm the Teacup, episode 71. 71. Just a few little facts to kick things off. 71 is the 20th prime number. And because both rearrangements of its digits, that is 71, or if you flip it around, it's 17, because both of those are prime numbers, it is also called a permutable prime, or more colloquially, an emerp, which is just the word prime spelled backwards.
Ooh.
There's some crazy ones. Cool.
Yeah. 71, the atomic number of the element lutetium, another thing which probably none of us have ever heard of. Another metallic element, the chemical symbol Lu. The Lockheed SR-71, also known unofficially as the Blackbird, was a long-range strategic reconnaissance aircraft capable of exceeding the speed of Mach 3, which was, until that time, the fastest manned aircraft in the world. Now, the reason I mention it is because, I mean, as a kid, it was one of those military craft that had the wow factor. But also, I saw one of these in Duxford. They got an air museum up in Duxford near Cambridge. It's if you're into all of that stuff, kind of RAF history and stuff. It's an amazing place. They got one in the main hangar, and it's absolutely rammed full of aircraft. They've put them in there. It's like Tetris how they've managed to fit them all in there. Nice. And the SR-71 is in there, and they do a guided tour. And the guy was actually telling us this really weird fact about it. It's designed so specifically to fly at certain altitudes and at certain speeds. It is really inefficient when it's on the ground, meaning that the skin of the aircraft actually leaks until it gets up to a certain speed and a certain altitude. So it's specially designed like that. So when they fill it up with fuel just before it takes off, it's leaking all over the shop until they take off and get up to a certain speed. And then the outer skin of the craft actually changes and becomes more efficient, and it stops leaking. It's really weird thing, but
fabulous.
Yeah, so I thought that was that. I just mentioned that. And what we got? 1971. A lot of stuff in 1971 relating to Northern Ireland, the Troubles, the IRA.
Oh yeah.
A lot of really kind of not very good stuff happened in 1971. I'll mention one or two things, but there was quite a lot that went on. A lot of killing, unfortunately. Apparently, the world population increased by 2.1% in that year, which was the highest increase in history up to that point. It's probably way exceeded that since then. January 1st, cigarette advertisements are banned from broadcast media in the United States.
Ooh, interesting.
71, right?
Yeah. January 5th, the body of former world heavyweight boxing champion Sonny Liston is found by his wife at their Las Vegas home. He apparently had been dead for an estimated 6 days.
Oh, my word. I never knew that.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell his wife was doing in that time. Foul play suspected. So he was 40 years old.
Oh, bless.
Yeah. January 5th, the Harlem Globetrotters lose a basketball match to the New Jersey Reds, 100 points to 99, ending a game-winning streak of 2,495 games. They'd never lost.
Wow.
I thought they still had never lost or something, but
yeah, I think well, they did. It was always fixed that they always won, didn't they? But apparently they did lose a game once. Okay, January 10th, the Irish Republican Army, IRA, carry out a punishment attack, tarring and feathering 4 men. They tarred and feathered 4 men, the IRA.
Yeah.
A humiliation ritual.
Yeah, I mean, I could jump in here. It just got worse and worse, didn't it? It started off with these humiliation rituals without killing anyone, and then it moved on to kneecapping, and then it moved on to murder.
Yeah, absolutely. On both sides, it really 71 was not a good year for Northern Ireland. Really not a good year.
It's bloody awful. Really is. Really is.
January 12th, the American sitcom All in the Family, which starred a character called Archie Bunker, premieres on CBS. Mm-hmm. He was like the American equivalent to Alf Garnett, Till Death Do Us Part. The bigoted white guy complaining about. It's an interesting little fun fact about that. It featured the first ever toilet flush on TV.
Oh my word!
January 12th, a nun and two priests are amongst 6 people charged with plotting to kidnap Henry Kissinger.
Right.
What that's about? Yep, a nun and 2 priests.
It sounds like the start of a comedy film.
Yeah, it's a joke. A nun and 2 priests walk into a pub. January 14th. I include this one just so I can get this joke in. Right, 70 Brazilian political prisoners are released from Santiago, Chile, and I just want to know: 70 Brazilians sounds like an awful lot. Is that more or less than 70 million? Boom.
Yep.
January 25th, Charles Manson and 3 female followers are convicted of the Tate LaBianca murders. Charles Manson is convicted to life imprisonment.
That was also 71, right?
It was, yeah. And Sharon Tate, the thing I didn't realise, she was in, you remember that film, it was released in the UK as Dance of the Vampires, but I think it's more commonly known as The Fearless Vampire Hunters.
Yeah, Roman Polanski, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a comedy vampire film. It's actually very funny. She was in that, Sharon Tate, and bloody hell, she was gorgeous.
Yeah, for sure.
Where are we now? Okay, January 25th, military coup in Uganda led by Major General Idi Amin. January 29th, the last of its many UFO sightings are made at a place called Pundasjärvi in Finland. I think this is where they used to see these lights in the sky.
That's the orbs.
Yes, yeah, and it went on for quite a long time. I used to see them regularly in the sky all the time. January 29th was the last time they were seen, I believe. This one's pretty sad, but pretty well known as well. February 3rd, NYPD officer Frank Serpico is shot during a drug bust while his fellow officers stood outside and failed to call for assistance.
Yeah. Was he shot to death?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Have you seen Have you seen Serpico? Have you seen the film?
I've seen it, yeah, a long time ago though. I can't remember. Yeah. Basically, he refused to be corrupt like everyone else, and so they turned against him.
That's right. It's a really interesting film. Al Pacino does it very well, I think. Yeah.
February 4th, British automobile and aerospace company Rolls-Royce Limited announces its bankruptcy. Rolls-Royce went bankrupt in 71. They were bought out by someone else. February 6th, the Irish Republican Army shoots and kills gunner Robert Curtis, the first British soldier to die during the Troubles.
I believe it was BMW that bought thingy out. Sorry for.
I'm not. I think they own them now, but back then I don't think it was BMW. I think it was someone else.
Okay. Sorry, maybe. Yeah.
No, I think they do own them now. But that's much more of a recent thing, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. Here's one you'll like. You'll like 4D. Switzerland, February 7th. Switzerland votes for national women's suffrage in a referendum. Last European country to do so, except for Liechtenstein. So, in other words, Switzerland gives women voting rights in state elections, not in all local elections. So. It's like, yeah, your point is.
No, I was going to say, wait, please, I'm not the bigot of the group.
Yeah, but I think that is astounding that 1971 women, only in 1971 did women get the vote in Switzerland. That's unbelievable. It's absolutely
interestingly, I've got something on that lines for my little bit in a minute. So yeah, interesting.
All right, okay, cool. Okay, moving swiftly on. February 8th, Royal Albert Hall cancels a scheduled concert featuring Frank Zappa due to concerns about indecent lyrics. How times have changed.
Yes. Yeah. Interesting.
February 15th, after 1,200 years, Great Britain abandons the pence and shilling monetary system for decimal currency.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So that's when we went decimal, February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, 1970. February 19th, British TV chat show Parkinson debuts on BBC One, presented by Michael Parkinson. February 21st, the United Nations signed the Convention on Psychotropic Substances, a treaty designed to control psychoactive drugs such as amphetamine-type stimulants, barbiturates, benzodiazepines, and psychedelics.
Okay. Wow. How interesting. I mean, apart from actually, all of those were prescription drugs before, or most of them, not perhaps some of the psychedelics, but they were all prescription drugs given to you by your friendly GP.
Quite possibly, yeah. I mean, yes, exactly. So it's designed to exert more control over them.
And it's not long after they tested it all out on military combatants in the Vietnamese War.
Yeah.
That was their era of the hallucinogenics.
Well, there's lots of talk about sort of amphetamines being used on soldiers in the Second World War as well.
But specifically the hallucinogenics, they believe that's when they sort of went to town on those, was during the thingy.
Yeah, I find there is a scene in Apocalypse Now when they're fighting and they're tripping, which I find really hard to believe. That must be I mean, I couldn't imagine a absolutely worse scenario to do a trip than when you got someone shooting at you and trying to kill you. That must be unbelievably weird, terrible. Anyway, right, February 28th, Evel Knievel sets a world record and jumps 19 cars on a motorbike in Ontario, California. Remember Evel Knievel? March 1st, the Weather Underground attack the Capitol building in Washington by setting off a bomb. March the 3rd, Winnie Mandela sentenced to 1 year in jail in South Africa. April the 5th, Fran Phipps is the first woman to reach the North Pole. April 15th, the 43rd Academy Awards. The Oscars are won by the film Patton. Best actor George C. Scott, who played Patton, and Best Actress Glenda Jackson for Woman.
Have you seen that film?
Which one?
Patton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's okay. It's Francis Ford Coppola wrote that, didn't he? Was it Francis Ford Coppola?
I think he did. Yeah. Patton has a wonderful speech at the beginning. He's in front of an American flag.
That's right. Yeah.
Extremely interesting, I thought. But
there's not much.
That's false.
Yeah, it's not much kind of war filmy type stuff in it. There's not much kind of war film action in it. It's all about him. I mean, it's a good film. It's quite a good film.
Yeah, it's interesting. The actor who plays Charles de Gaulle, it's not very convincing. But never mind. George C. Scott was really good, but he's good in most films, to be honest.
Yeah, he was good. And also the actor who played Montgomery, Michael Bates, was the guy who played the Punkawalla in Ain't Half Hot Mum.
Oh yes, you're completely right. How interesting. Yeah.
Okay, June the 11th, US and Japan sign an accord to return the island of Okinawa to Japan, which had been under US occupation since the Second World War. July the 1st, Britain and Argentina. This is July the 1st, 1971. Britain and Argentina signed an accord about the Falkland Islands. So, had some agreement in 71 at least. September 15th, first broadcast of Columbo, starring Peter Falk on NBC. September the 18th, the guy who markets the first ever cup noodles, packaging them in a waterproof polystyrene container. His name was Momofuku Ando, or I don't know if that's Japanese for motherfucker or what. I don't know. Momofuku, Momofuku. Yeah.
That is good. That is very, very good.
September 28th, the UK passes. Now, here's another one, right? The UK passes the Misuse of Drugs Act, banning the medicinal use of cannabis. I wonder if that applies to the NHS misusing drugs, midazolam, and so on and so forth.
Oh dear. Well,
yeah. Oh dear, indeed. Oh dear, indeed.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems. If you look at British Supplement site, they're talking about a big clampdown. They're talking about sort of some of the products are being attacked because they're food based as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, they don't like they really don't like people circumventing their authority, do they? It's like take our drugs and nobody else's, and don't listen to anyone. You're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to discuss it. You're not allowed to do anything. Just do as we tell you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
just shut up and do as we tell you.
Yeah. October 8th, Apple Records releases John Lennon's second solo studio album, which includes the song Imagine, thus inflicting that upon the world for the rest of humanity. A really annoying and substandard song. So not a fan of that. October 17, it is estimated
Which Imagine. Sorry, go back. Which song?
Imagine.
Yeah. I've written a whole piece about this. It's a horrible song. It's the hymn it's a hymn of a fairly dim-brained population. Yeah,
it really is. Yes, really annoying. It is the woke anthem, isn't it? It really is the idiot woke anthem. Okay, it was like all right, here we go. October 17th, Northern Ireland reference again. It is estimated today that approximately on this day rather that approximately 16,000 households are withholding rent and rates. Rates are what council tax used to be for council houses as part of the campaign of civil disobedience against internment organised by the Social Democrat and Labour Party in Northern Ireland. So that was a protest against the Royalists and the British Army in Northern Ireland. Actually people being encouraged to withhold rent and council tax by the Labour Party, by established political parties. So,
how things have changed.
Oh goodness, yes. Just a couple more. October 28th, the British Parliament debates the European Community's principle of membership and votes 356 to 244 in favour of joining. Requiring a new law to be drafted and later final vote on joining. So there you go. It's downhill from there on. They had a referendum in 1975, which Margaret Thatcher actually was in favour of. It was all about joining the European Common Market, which went on to become the EU. So yeah, little did they know what they were doing.
They knew.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, October. Finally, sorry, I've got a few more. The October 31st, the Irish Republican Army explodes a bomb at the post office tower in Fitzrovia in London. They moved their operations. They were doing lots of that sort of stuff in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and they started to move it into London as well. Yeah, that was it. I thought I had more than that. No, there you go. One second. Oh, no, that's it. Yeah, I did have more, but it looks like I haven't. All right, okay, that's it. That's your lot.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers.
I did have more, but I haven't. I seem to not have copied them over. Never mind. Not a big deal.
Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
though, man. Thanks. Yeah, interesting.
So yeah,
Right.
nice to over to you, 4D.
Yeah, cheers. I've got to grab my dyslexic help thing here first for that first one. There it is. Right, yeah. So first one, this day in history in 1214, the siege of Rosh o Mawan, I believe that is how I'm supposed to say it. Ends part of King John of England's attempt to reclaim Normandy of France.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, he
I
was.
hear a laugh, so I think I've pronounced it wrong. Then
No, I wasn't laughing at that. I was just laughing at King John trying to actually do anything effective. He was apparently very, very crap at doing anything like that.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, right.
Yeah,
was trying
he got murdered, didn't he, King John?
to,
I
really?
believe.
Okay.
No, he didn't. Sorry, wrong. That's Rufus. Yeah, sorry.
Well, Richard the First is partly to blame because he buggered off on the Crusades and kind of left England to be ruled by John, who was really bad. And I think Richard the First spent a ridiculously small amount of time in this country while he was king. So he was a terrible king. He was off fighting the Crusades for most of his time, and just left it all up to John. And John was equally as inept, spending money trying to keep all the unruly barons in order and failing miserably, and ending up in the Magna Carta. I suppose that's one good thing that came out of John's reign, the Magna Carta.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he screwed things up so badly that they made him sign the Magna Carta.
You two always remind me how little I know about our past kings and stuff and queens and stuff.
Don't know a great deal, but I tell you what, just watch a few YouTube documentaries. That's all you got to do.
Yes, this is true. Yeah,
I pick up an awful lot, and there are a few really good ones out there.
You just have to watch Disney's Robin Hood as well. That tells you all about. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
that's. I see. See, I don't. There you go. I didn't even put that to that. That's King John from the Sherwood Forest sort of stories.
Yeah, same time. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Cheers.
And Robin Hood and King Richard comes back at the end, and Robin Hood meets him in the forest, and he unveils his cross of St. George.
Yeah. Oh, so Robin Hood was 1200s. I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, staying in the 1200s, we've got this day in history in 1266. The Treaty of Perth. Norway recognises Scottish sovereignty over the Hebrides and the Isle of Man.
All right. Okay. The Isle of Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, that's why I found that one interesting.
What's to do with Norway? It's completely the wrong side of it's completely the wrong side of the island for Norway to be worried about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah, isn't the Hebrides as well?
The Hebrides is kind of
a bit closer. A bit closer, isn't
it?
A bit
closer, yeah, fair enough, yeah. But don't know. Yeah, don't know. Right. And then we go to 1644, Battle of Marston Moor in North Yorkshire. Parliamentary forces under Lords Fairfax and Manchester defeat Royalists led by Prince Rupert.
Yeah. Very crucial battle, that. Yeah.
Really?
Marston Moor, yeah.
I knew that it's your neck of the woods sort of thing.
Marston Moor, I'm not sure where it is actually. I don't think it's not in East Anglia. No,
it's a bit further north, isn't it, Marston Moor?
It's a bit further north. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I was being a bit too roundabout, actually. Yeah.
So right. Don't you worry.
If you're north of Watford, then that's up north, basically.
Yeah.
I know. But us Easterners, we go, hang on a minute, everyone leaves us out, but everyone hates us, but we don't care.
not such a bad thing. Sometimes it can work to your
It's not.
advantage.
It can. It can.
Hmm.
I'd rather we were ignored, to be honest, and left to our own devices. But you know, and I'll get into that later in an interesting
Okay.
thing.
Nice foreshadowing.
What I will talk about. But sorry, continue, 40. Excellent work.
No, you're all right. On from there, we're staying in the 1600s. This day in history in 1687. King James II dissolves the English Parliament. So, yeah, today's quite an important time in history. That's the whole. Is it the first or the? Oh, that's the first civil war. Isn't
No,
it?
it's after James the First. Oh,
James II.
James the Second.
Actually, very interesting. Quickly, when I was going to quickly look some stuff up on about it, I didn't realise he was James II and James VII, and I thought, how can he be both James II and James VII? And it's because he was
Scotland.
James. Yeah, well done, nice one. It was because he was James II in England and Ireland, but he was James VII in Scotland. And they were separate. He was crowned separate times.
Aye.
Scotland was later. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the controversial thing was because he was Catholic, wasn't he? He was the King of Scotland, which was a Catholic monarchy, and the King and the English monarchy was Protestant, Church of England. So that caused a lot of upset, didn't it? When the Jameses came, the Stuarts. They were the Stuarts taking over from the Tudors, effectively, weren't they? Oh no, from yeah, they were, yeah.
And it's like you say, it's mostly a religious thing. It was that the peasants didn't want to have a Catholic ruler.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of the same as Henry VIII, changing religion for their own means.
Sort of, but James was very devout. Yeah, but there was but
because he went into exile. Is he the one that went into exile?
Yeah, he went into exile. Oh, yeah. He went into exile. I mean, he led to the so-called Glorious Revolution. Yeah, he was deposed.
That's it. Yeah.
Not quite sure of the year, but a late 17th century, 16. Let me. Oh, hang on.
Well, yeah, because he was king from 14th of October 1633 to the 16th of September 1701. It's a long old stint.
Was he really? What, James II?
No. He was born then, but he didn't.
Oh, sorry, he didn't bloody birth. Oh, sorry.
He had a couple of years. He didn't have very long, mate. He had a couple of years.
Well,
maybe a bit more. Maybe a bit more.
I do remember, I think it was Charles I being king around the 1660s.
It was 1685 to 1688. Yeah, it was only a few.
Oh, James II, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. It's when James I came in before the Charleses. That's when everything kind of went a bit topsy-turvy because of the religious aspect of it. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah. That's good.
But James was the son of, I believe, of the executed king, Charles I. Yeah.
Was first, yeah.
Right, yeah. Then moving into 1776. This is great. So this day in 1776, New Jersey gives the right to vote to all adults who could show a net worth of £50. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah. But then again, accounting for inflation, of course. Yeah.
True. I mean, you would have still had to have been a semi-rich man.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe a modern equivalent to that is Trump's gold card these days. Isn't that where you can, as I understand it, I think you can buy American citizenship if you have $5 million.
Yeah,
I think.
it's 5 million compared to 50 quid.
It may have been equivalent, in those days. That's what I'm kind of saying,
Yeah.
Maybe
sure.
not quite so much, but it still amounts to the fact that you can't vote unless you got a bit of dosh. It's whether you can afford to vote or not.
Yeah.
It comes down to how rich you are.
For sure.
And interestingly, this is this day in history is a double up. That one was 1776, and then if you go to this day in history in 1865, one-time Methodist Reformed Church minister William Booth and his wife Catherine Booth found the East London Christian Mission, now known as the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Actually, they're not linked. What am I talking about? It's the one down. Sorry, go on. Yeah. Anyway, yes, yeah.
Yeah, good one. Interesting. The Salvation Army, the Sally Army. Right. Okay.
Yeah, another good organisation which has gone south, unfortunately, completely corrupted
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
William Booth isn't what's the name of the guy, the shooter of
John Wilkes Booth.
Oh, it's Wilkes Booth, right?
Yeah. Oh, Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, yeah.
Two W Booths. And then going into or rushing forward to 1928, British Parliament reduces the age at which women can vote to 21, which is the same as men, and that's part of the Reparation of the People's Act 1928.
Excellent.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, 1928 women get equal voting rights on this day in the UK.
What a terrible year. Of course I'm joking. But
that was
I will say, I'd argue to say for men and women, I'd argue at bringing it back to 21 again. I think 16, 17, 18, you're not really old enough to understand or give a shit about politics.
Which is why they want. That's just why Labour want to bring it down. They can just they can brainwash you, and it is young people who tend to get sucked into the left side of politics, isn't it? Students, and now they've got all of their all the schools, the education system is nicely captured by all of their liberal idiot teachers. They've got them churning out kids with automatically left wing views now. They send them to the world. So
they'll soon be disabused over this when they get older. Don't worry.
Yeah, before they actually understand anything about the world, they're in for a rude awakening.
Don't worry. No worries, mate.
Yeah.
After that, we've got this day in history in 1940. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill first meets Major General Bernard Montgomery of the 3rd Division headquarters at Brighton, England.
I
don't know why I had to go into a silly voice, but I know.
No, I love that voice. It was Churchillian almost.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. It wasn't Montgomeryan. He used to have a speech impediment. Montgomery to roll his R's.
And I know a great story about Montgomery. When I was working at the Chelsea Pensioners, I don't know if I've told you guys this one, but I met Montgomery's driver, and he was a funny man anyway, and he used to tell funny stories. But he said one day Montgomery was an absolute stickler for the rules. Like, no matter what, you had to do as you were told. He was a real stickler for the rules, and his driver had come outside for a quick smoke, and you weren't allowed to smoke. It's still the same when I was in the military, actually. You know, you've got to hide the enemy can see and all this sort of stuff. So he come outside of Montgomery's hut or whatever it was they were in, tent or whatever, and he's trying to have this cigarette. And Montgomery apparently had come out of the tent, and he thought, shit, he's going to see me. So he just froze there. And Montgomery had come out to have a piss. And it just so happened that Mr. Field Marshal Montgomery, he wasn't Phil. Oh, yeah. Montgomery pissed all over him. And he said, I was so petrified to say anything. I just let him piss all over me, finished his job, went back in the tent, and then I went away, cleaned myself up. But I love the story of the driver that just got pissed on by him because he was having a cheeky cigarette outside the tent.
That's a bit much, isn't it? Bloody hell.
Yeah. Well, that's the life of a soldier, you see. If you don't do as you're told, you're in trouble. So he thought, fuck it, I'm going to be in trouble so I'm just going to shut up.
Yeah, totally. My dad was under Montgomery's command in the North African campaign. Yeah, and he's got a letter of commendation signed by Montgomery, which is really a bit special, actually.
Really? Oh my,
Yeah,
that's lovely, man. That is absolutely lovely.
yeah, I know.
How have you never mentioned that before?
Yeah.
Well, because I didn't earn it.
No, but it's still quite, especially to have it, a sort of signed document from Montgomery.
I know
Yeah.
it's
Awesome.
great, isn't it?
Might actually be worth something as well.
It's worth a fair amount. Yeah, not that much, but
I
But
would
yeah,
actually say, although I'm not an expert on it at all, but from what I can gather, I think Montgomery was overrated as a general. To be honest with
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
he was
I've heard a lot of
he
people
was the
say that.
most famous of the British generals. But when you look at his record during the war, he was overrated. I got to say, he
yeah,
wasn't all that. He wasn't all that. He went into North Africa. He made his name in North Africa, but he did it with overwhelming. I mean, he was good at rallying the troops and getting the morale up. But by that time, he had an overwhelming amount of firepower, and Rommel was really suffering from lack of lack of kind of munitions and fuel and stuff. And then he Normandy. He made a real pig's ear of Normandy. A lot of people died trying to because he had to take Caen on the first day, and it took him over
yeah,
a month to do that. And then, of
yeah.
course, Market Garden, which was his idea, which was a complete failure. So
Which was sorry, go back. What was your failure? I didn't hear that. It cut out.
Market Garden,
Oh yeah.
too far. Which was
Yep.
really a really really ambitious plan. And to be fair, it wasn't that far off from succeeding. It could have succeeded, but there was loads and loads of stuff that they just didn't take into account on that one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. My dad used to tell me stories, and he glossed over the bad bits, But he said it was a fairly easy ride through North Africa. But he was in the Royal Marines, and so they got through North Africa, and it was okay. There's great pictures of him outside the pyramids and stuff with his mates, looking very handsome. Then they got over from North Africa once they cleared out Rommel's bunch. They got over and they went to Sicily. They crossed over to Sicily, so they're part of the rear guard. As some people were, moving from the north, they were moving from the south into Italy. They got on the beaches of now. He said one of the worst things that ever happened was, as they debouched onto the beaches, or disembarked rather, of where was it, that island? Anyway, they were being bombed, and it was really horrific as they ran on shore. And they looked up, and it was Mitchell bombers from the USAAF. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
friendly fire, eh?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, Montgomery got into a. I mean, he was such an idiot. He got into this whole big ego battle with Patton, especially over Sicily, because they both were kind of the whole invasion of Sicily and then onto Italy. It was Patton was leading the American forces, and Montgomery was leading the British forces, and they
yeah,
hated each other. They hated each other, and so it was this whole rivalry thing going on, this whole battle of egos.
ridiculous. Yeah,
It
but
was,
then again, yeah.
yeah.
But there you go.
So,
Yeah.
the Mitchell bombers bombing the British troops may not have been an accident.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm joking. I'm sure it was. I'm
But
sure it
no, I know
wasn't.
what you mean. But yeah, yeah. No, they just thought it was Germans or Italians. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was quite common. That sort of friendly fire. I think it happened a lot more than they let on.
I'd be remiss if I didn't end all that by saying, look, after 15 years, I'm telling you, gents, the ones at the top are the idiots. You're only a good general because you had a great bunch of people around you. They're normally from some rich family line. In my time, it was General Jackson, Mike Jackson. Sorry, I met him. He was a dirty drunk. He wasn't. He was quite bumbling. These people are blown up out of proportion. They're just a figurehead, most of them.
TV generals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it Mike Jackson, or who's the other one they called the perfumed prince? Do you remember this? I think it was Michael Jackson. He was well known for his love of aftershaves and perfumes. It could be another one though. During the
He didn't have
You know
Bosnian.
what? Well, it might. Yeah. Oh, it was him. Yeah, he was the Bosnian guy, and I say he stunk. So maybe that was him. I knew him for the bags under his eyes, and it was because he was a raging alcoholic. You know,
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
not the kind of general they sold to the rest of the. And I don't care what secret acts I've signed. He was a fucking idiot. Actually, I
yeah.
got in trouble, but that's another story. That was because I was very young and very silly, and we were told he was coming into the hangar, and he had his entourage with him, and he came up to me, and like an idiot at the back of the day, I spun round and went woohoo like a Michael Jackson type thing, and I got in
Come
a lot.
on.
I got in a lot of trouble. Right. All I was going to say to end my thing was every now and then there's a notable birth, death, or marriage, and this time I thought famous wedding this day in history: Roald Dahl and Patricia Neal, 1953, children's author. Roald Dahl, 36, weds stage actress Patricia Neal, 27, at Trinity Church in New York.
Yeah,
Right.
Just because I'm a
yeah,
Roald Dahl fan of his books. As a dyslexic, I
yeah.
never moved further on from Roald Dahl's, what was it, The Twits. I've always said I didn't read much in school because of my problems, but to this day, I still find the Twits storyline so funny, so hilarious. Yeah.
I've never heard of that. The Twits.
Really?
No.
It's a... Oh, and I hope I'm right in saying it's Roald Dahl then. And yeah, I'm
Yeah,
positive.
it is Roald
Yeah.
Dahl. Yeah, it's about really two dirty people who I can't remember. I've read all those to my kids back in the day, and yeah, the Twits are two really dirty, smelly people.
No,
I
it's
can't.
no. Well, it's more that they're two old people that hate each other.
Yeah, yeah,
And they
yeah.
play tricks on each other. And I always remember as a kid, my favourite one was the old man sits there one night and he thinks, how can I get back at her? Because they're just constantly playing tricks on each other. And he thinks to himself, if I shave just a little bit of her walking stick off each night, when she gets up in the morning, she won't notice it. But over a period of time, she's going to think she's growing bigger. And I've always, as a kid, still to this day in my 50s, I think that's the funniest thing. Over, spending 6 months just for the joke of, oh, look, you're growing bigger.
I know. It's really funny, actually. The Twits. I remember that now. They both get at each other. They play little tricks on each other and such like. Yeah.
Yeah, they swapped toothpaste for like engine oil or something, silly.
Yeah. Just yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know them at all. All I know, I mean, Roald Dahl was first became famous for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, didn't he?
Yeah,
And then there was James and the Giant Peach, and then there's Danny, the Champion of the World.
Oh, you missed out BFG.
Our big friend. Yeah, no, I didn't get into that one. There was the other one. There was Fantastic Mr. Fox as well. That was Roald Dahl as well, wasn't it? Was that?
Yeah, it
Roald
was.
Dahl?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And because he did quite adult stuff as well. Am I right in saying no? It was just children's. Of course it was. Yeah.
No. You're 100% correct. He did a 4 book series of short stories, which are actually really good, really good.
Oh, okay.
They've been anthologized and they've been made into films and all sorts and short films.
There was a TV series called Tales of the Unexpected that he did as well, wasn't it? Roald Dahl's Tales of the Unexpected.
That was it.
That's it. That's right. Of course it was. So I was on about the right one. Yeah, the first season was called Roald Dahl's Tales of the Unexpected. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he introduce it in the first
I
season? I think it might have been his voice.
He might have done. Have done. Yeah.
Just
Anyway,
quickly on obituaries, I've kind of connected to nothing in particular. Penelope Keith died this week.
Yeah. If no one brought it up, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously famous actress, comedic actress, famous for 2 sitcoms really in the UK, The Good Life and then To the Manor Born, where she always played. She played in these posh kind of these posh characters, these posh female characters, but kind of done so with quite a lot of wit and humour.
Yeah, Margot was a great character.
Margot Ledbetter, yeah. Good
What
Life.
was her surname?
Ledbetter.
Ledbetter. Oh wow,
Yeah.
well done you. Nice.
and then to the manor born was Audrey Forbes Hamilton. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, that was a BBC sitcom, and it was so classist. It was just all kind of completely set in an upper class environment. And it was
it's back in the day when we could laugh at that though.
Yeah, and the BBC didn't seem to have a problem with that sort of thing. White privilege, what they call white privilege now. And it was hugely popular. It was immensely popular. Oh yeah.
No, it made my neighbour want to talk about The Good Life, and we were having a giggle about some of the stuff that went on with Margot in that, and a great series. And in fact, when I'm up for doing comedian, I might have to just do her just because she's so relevant now. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
very good, really good.
About an hour, we haven't really got into stuff as yet, have you? You've just been doing.
Damn! Well, I have done one thing. I've just ordered an Indian Ayurvedic copper water bottle.
Oh, have you? Oh, well done. Well done.
You just did that while we were talking.
Yeah, whilst we were chatting. Yeah, I can. I am a bloke, but I can multitask. I can do two things at once. Yeah, which is, maybe it's my feminine side, my dears.
You may well have got it from the same website that I did.
It's got a little cup. Yeah. It's really neat. It's a really neat little thing. Yeah,
mine doesn't have a cup. So maybe it's not the same one. But yeah, you just put your water in it, leave it for overnight, and then the next day you got nice copper infused water to drink from.
Yeah,
it's to do with the electrolytes, I believe. It's the opposite of putting it on your head, stopping the signals. It actually sort of statically charges the water, shall we say? I don't know.
Yeah, it just adds minerals, trace elements to the water, which are good for you. I mean, and especially if you distill your water as well, Viv, it's very good because distilling water takes all the good stuff out of the water as well as the bad stuff. So by putting some back in, you're doing a good thing.
Yes, mate. Oh yes, I've got some fulvic minerals as well.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah,
I've had that for a while, but yeah, I've got a nice little Indian made Ayurvedic or however it's pronounced. But I still tend to think if something's really old and traditional like this, I mean, Ayurvedic medicine is 4,000 years old. I'm kind of thinking, yeah, that's stood the test of time, hasn't it?
Yes, I think so. They probably, the test of time is yes. It's if it was shit, then it would have been. They probably would have found out by now.
I reckon. Yep. So that's on the way. Thanks, 4D, for alerting me to the power of copper. Yeah,
there you go. I've already started. Nice, I like it.
Yeah.
Things that happened this week, I wanted to quickly just start because it's not a long thing to talk about. Was we had another massive Q proof from Trump on, and I haven't set myself up. I'm furiously trying to look for the thing that I'm looking for, but we had a Q post. I think it was on Monday. I think it was. Trump posted a picture of himself as I think it was a 20-year-old lad, and in a picture of Obama as a 18-year-old lad smoking a joint with a Panama hat on. And all it is that is the exact, almost to one thing, but it doesn't matter about that for the moment. It was the exact photo that was put up in 2020, I think it was, on one of the Q posts. So everyone in the Q world was like, oh yeah, here we go. Something's going to be coming up for the 4th of July for this 250 or whatever. I don't like to, but it was interesting. Very interesting Q post.
In connection to that, I don't know how sort of time wise it fits in with that, but definitely recently, Elon Musk posted a Q post on X as well.
They've all been
about
doing that. It's pretty
yeah.
crazy.
It's kind of as I mentioned, I think it was last week about what Josh Reed was saying. Q has gone mainstream now.
Yeah.
You're having Elon Musk and Trump and the White House and all these official accounts posting Q stuff. It's incredible. But Elon Musk's was a picture of it was all to do with John McCain and how they went and they visited whoever it was, the ISIS or Taliban, and it had a picture of these Islamic terrorists with AK-47s standing in front of this kind of backdrop, whatever it was, tarp or something, and it's got USAID written on it. Saying how it was all funded through USAID, the whole ISIS and the Taliban. It was all set up and funded by American taxpayers.
Yep. We know this. It's well documented. It goes back to the days of Brzezinski, I don't know if you know. Well, I'm sure you probably know about Brzezinski. And his idea was to bring down the Soviet Union by supporting the insurgents in Afghanistan. At the time, late 70s, mid to late 70s.
Mujahideen, wasn't it? Mujahideen?
They were called Mujahideen, Holy Warriors, and they were fighting the Soviets in Afghanistan. So they were supplied. They were supplied with weaponry, particularly stingers, which ironically they kept for years, and then they turned them against the Americans when they invaded Afghanistan. So, supported fundamentalist and basically fundamentalist Islamic groups.
They were the ones we were fighting in Bosnia, and they were a rough bunch. Yeah,
rough.
I mean, they were kind of like you say, they were trained and as you say, supplied by the West, by whoever that was, the United Nations or the US, the CIA, and it was effectively a proxy war against the Russians. And in it, they ended up creating the Mujahideen, this group who ended up being a thorn in their side, in the West side, because they turned against them.
Yeah. And so we can look at this whole thing, and it's really tragic. Look at Afghanistan in the 70s. Anyone listening to this, look at pictures of Afghanistan in the 70s when you've got women hair uncovered wearing jeans, and what it's just
before they activated
tragic.
Well, it's before they activated the Islamic fundamentalism, before they weaponized it against the West. They thought, well, we can use this. This is handy. Let's do something with this.
This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible, isn't it? What they've done to us. What us people who are supposed to be protecting the sovereignty of nations have done to us. Us, I say, in the collective West.
Well, they've ruined everywhere. They've meddled with it in the Middle East and completely screwed them up, and now that is rebounded, and now that is screwing up. It's coming back to haunt us now, people of the West, because now that's where it's the chickens are coming home to roost, if you like. So they've screwed up the Middle East, and now they're screwing up Europe and the West as well. Everything has been screwed up by this.
Yeah, I know. Enough people don't know this.
No, that's right. Yeah, you're right. And I think again with a lot of things, people are starting to realise their mistakes, but it's very slow, and it's not many of them at the moment. But going back to Q's going sort of mainstream, I saw that the English Constitution Party, I don't know if you know the guy that runs that YouTube channel. He was talking about
Graham somebody.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. Also, one for yourself, if you haven't seen this week's is it DEFCON 0 with Josh and Alpha on Badlands Media? You have.
Yeah.
Oh, where they were talking about where they asked for where we go one, we go all, and that came up as well.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't that last week's. Wasn't that the
Oh, was it
previous
last
week?
week? Sorry. Right. Yeah. In
So
fact,
yeah,
no, I haven't
good.
watched this week's yet, have I? No. Yeah.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
before? Wasn't what didn't the art of that? And then they released the "Where We Go One, We Go Quantum" meme. Wasn't that? Didn't that
No, I
coincide
think
with
this
that?
was. No, I think this was a. Oh, where we go? Yes. Sorry, that was the one. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
But also, if I think it was last week, I was saying, oh, they've said something. No, it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I said they'd said something was going to happen. And did you know that John Bolton pled guilty to? Well, I think he's going to prison, isn't he?
5 years, I think. But they're saying
5
that
years. Yeah.
he probably he didn't kind of fight it at all, which they say
Well,
is
yeah.
probably a good indication that he copped a plea deal.
I
So
was just going to say, apparently, it's obvious that he's squealed on a few little piggies. Yeah.
yeah. So
5 years is
nothing's
still.
happening. Nothing's
I mean,
happening.
sorry, say again.
Nothing's happening though.
Well, but yeah, Bolton pleading. That's. I mean, that guy is a warmonger to the extent, and majorly pivotal in the whole Trump and Russia and all that sort of thing. So yeah, that's a big thing happening. If you ask me, someone like
No, I
him
was
to
being
go.
sarcastic. I was being
Sorry.
sarcastic.
Sorry.
But also another thing, quite an interesting post from Trump about the communists, saying something along the lines, "Oh, the communists have finally made their move. I've been waiting for this for a long time." Almost like he's kind of got something in store. It's with all these. I think he's referring to Mamdani in New York, and a lot of people that he has backed have won these whatever they are, whether they're elections or seats or something, I don't know, and they're all just absolutely crazy. They are batshit crazy communist people that are just unbelievable, the things they're saying. It seems like Trump is going, right, game on, I've been waiting for this, let's go. So there's something brewing there by the sounds of it as well.
Well, we've got the 4th of July coming up on Saturday, so I don't know. I don't know. But I would assume that something. It's 250 years. It would be silly for them not to start doing Q posting and not. If something's going to happen, I would have thought it's going to be that weekend.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
We'll see.
I'd like to wish. No, I know, but yeah, I'd like to wish happy 4th of July to Americans.
Yeah.
250 years, eh?
Yeah, incredible. Absolutely. Happy 250 years. America.
To our American cousins. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
And we as a country.
We're with you. We're with you in spirit. We're with you in spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is, it's amazing to think that they're only 250 years old.
We are with you in spirit, and I raise a gin and tonic.
As somebody somewhere said, I can't remember who it was, the USA is the best thing the British ever created.
Ooh,
yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Well, but isn't the best thing we created gin added to tonic and ice and lemon?
No, even as an ex-drinker myself, that was even smells like paint stripper.
Yeah, I know.
I like a gin and tonic's all right. I like a gin and tonic. But I think America is probably a bit better than that.
Yeah.
Also, very briefly, just because it's close to my heart. Lots of things in court in the American system to do with MK Ultra, and it's basically been. They've said that they're still doing MK Ultra, and as I've always said, there's something in my past with Bosnia. I do think that we were what would be the word? I think something was used on us. Anyway, point of that was, yes, it's come out that they are still using MK Ultra, so it's not a conspiracy theory. It never was, but the idea of drugging or using sounds or using sort of Clockwork Orange stuff on soldiers is very true.
Yeah. No surprise. No surprise.
No. But I think a lot of people that aren't where we are in our thought process will be shocked to think that's been going on since however long.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Yeah.
Mm.
A lot of interesting sort of little bits and pieces in the American court systems and just little things going on. There's a lot of interesting stuff.
Mm.
Viv, you said you had something you wanted to bring up? You wanted to chat about?
Right. Within the county of Suffolk, which is within the region of East Anglia, which is that little hump on the side of England, we've just got the rollout of the bins, the rubbish collection. Okay, which has come from central government. A lot of other zones have this. So we now have to sort our rubbish. We used to just chuck it in one old big old bin, and the bin would come and collect it. But there's recently been, for a month, there's been a really inept attempt to roll out this new recycling. So we have different bins with different colour lids, different colour bins.
Whoa. Are you telling me that you must be the only county that doesn't do that in England?
That's right, boy, because we're Suffolk.
Right.
For years. We've had that for years.
Yeah, I've had to do that shit for years.
We ain't had that, lads. No, we ain't had that. That's newfangled stuff.
Do you have running water up there?
We go down.
Do you have indoor plumbing?
We go downstream, mate. We go down the stream of the bucket.
Well, all jokes aside, I am shocked that you still are free of that piece of legislation or whatever you call it.
We're not free anymore. It's all bollocks anyway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all bollocks. They're refusing to take our rubbish away from you. You came here last month. You know what it's like. It's free and easy here in this weird little place down the end of the lane, covered in trees and all that. We've got loads of bins they've chucked. It's just like this. I woke up and thought, what the fuck is going on? There's bins everywhere now. Different colour bins for this, for plastic, for cardboard, for general waste, for food waste, for I don't know.
So why are they refusing to take your bins then?
Because they've got to now separate it now.
Yeah, because they've got there's
right.
mixed stuff in the bins, right? There's mixed stuff in the bins. Because we haven't got used to it, have we? There's mixed stuff. We used to chuck everything in the bin, but now they've looked in here and they stick on these stickers saying we cannot take away your rubbish because we have found that there is certain items in here which are incompatible, etc. So please remove them. And they haven't removed them. I mean, Gav was outside reading, and he's going, "That's a really bad smell, mate. It's coming from the bins." And it is, and they haven't removed it. And some villages in Suffolk, because it's an absolute disaster, the recycling company is supposed to do with the food waste has gone bust. Some people haven't had the food waste removed for a month in this hot weather. Yeah,
we're in the middle of an argument right down that street at the moment where. See, they've moved in a lot of foreigners to where I live, and they're not used to the ways of England. So they're all putting their rubbish in the same bin. And this was about 2 months ago, I think it is now, but if not a little bit longer. Basically, the council had sent us all a letter saying we're not going to empty your bins because X, Y, and Z is in the wrong bin, blah, blah, blah. And until that's sorted out, we won't empty the bins. And
that's right.
The locals all sort of wrote back and said, well, until you tell us who's done it, I'm not going in the bins to separate, because we all have to use the same bin because we're all in a block of, we have these multi-use bins. So they kept it going for a bit and then they came and emptied the bins. There's fuck all they can do about it. It's a ridiculous concept.
There's a lot they can do about it. They can fine each person £130 or more And
No, you can just say someone walked past your bin and put it in there. It wasn't you.
Doesn't count.
Well, we're still slightly in the argument at the moment, but basically we were saying you can't prove who's doing it, and for the last X amount of years it's been fine. So clearly it's the foreigners that you've moved in, but they don't want to hear that, so they're still they're emptying the bins, but they're deciding what's going to happen about it. And it's like, well, you're not going to find me, because I'll just say, unless you've got a video of me putting rubbish in the wrong bins, you can go screw yourself.
You have to be prepared to stand up then, because they will fine you.
Yeah, but how are they going to take that money? Well, they'll probably dock it off of some other.
Yeah,
take it out. What I was going to suggest for Viv was to withhold your council tax, but wait a minute.
No, what I'm thinking is that this is a great chance for I was thinking I'll just start to fill up black rubbish bins, and I work quite near the council offices, so every day I'll fill up a rubbish bin and I go and leave it on the doorstep of the council. Yeah, a black rubbish sack.
Yeah.
I mean, if everyone did that, but the thing is, I'm just one man on his own. But if everyone did that, it was a queue of people driving down in their cars, just stepping out, leaving rubbish on the council's doorstep. But
or even better, go and put the quote unquote wrong type of rubbish in their bins, and say, I've checked your bins, and you're guilty of the same crime. Are you going to fine yourself?
Do you mean councillors or the council itself? Yeah, that's a good idea.
The council itself. Well, either or. And just say, well, look, you're accusing me, and I'm accusing you.
Yeah, but they'll fine you. They'll find you out. I mean, all the councillors are heavily protected. They've got CCTV everywhere. They'll see you. They'll find you, and they'll do you for harassment, and they'll do you for other things. I mean, unless you wear a balaclava or something, of course. I mean, Blade Runners get away with cutting down flock cameras, don't they? And AMPRs and whatever.
Mm.
But,
I mean, like you say, it's just a matter of getting together, banding together. I mean, and the thing is, it's like your bins are not just your bins; they're communal bins. They're not just bins for one property. They're bins for several properties. So it just requires a bit of community cohesion there. They want community cohesion, don't they? Well, there you go. Give them some.
Well, the thing is, what they'll do, and this is to you as well, 4D, is we punish collectively. Now, I'm really against collective punishment, being an individualist, of course. But they will fine us collectively. So what they'll do is they'll fine the letting agent, which you know who that is because you visited last month, and then he will pass this on to us. That's what they're going to do, I tell you, because the council, being another parasite, will come up with the begging, like, please, more money, big issue.
I'm afraid
that's what they're doing this for. That's why they're doing this, to get more money. They don't give a shit about the environment. They don't give a shit about the environment. They don't give a shit about the environment.
Yeah, but I'm afraid I'm past that, Viv. I'm not I'm not going to say on here what I will do, but no, I don't give a crap anymore. They're not going to push me personally around anymore. I don't care. I've got nothing to lose.
Good for you. Yeah.
Actually, and when you said you had something to talk about, I thought you were going to talk about all the vigilantes. Is it Norfolk where the locals have all come together with this horrendous? Is it the bloke that's been released after doing terrible things to a 2-year-old? Am I right? Have I got the two stories mixed up, or is that the right story?
You have. Yeah. That's a different story. Yeah, this bloke who's been released. That's really different. Yeah, that's very much under the radar. That's very under the radar.
I mean, with the mention, it does seem to me that there's been a lot more stories. I don't know if I've just been noticing them, or there have actually been more stories. It just being put in the media, or there is actually more instances of it happening, but there just seems to be a lot more stuff about vigilantes going on at the moment. I'm seeing a lot
Yeah.
of stuff about vigilantes.
Good.
And it's like,
I mean,
is this
yeah.
is this something which is there more of this, or is it just being reported more, or am I just noticing it more?
I
No,
think
no,
it's
none of that.
definitely
None of that. None of that. None of
Oh
that.
right. Oh okay. Okay.
then?
Go on.
It's
then?
It's being pushed. They want
Yeah,
vigilantes.
I think that.
Yeah,
I think
but it's being reported more. So yeah, so it is one of
Yeah.
those. Viv.
Yeah,
It's
well,
just
not,
you know,
not reported, but there's a
it is, because
European
that's how I'm
film.
seeing it.
Well,
I'm seeing it in social media. I'm seeing news stories about it. So yeah, that's kind of what I mean. I mean, there was
yeah,
that film, Citizen Vigilante. Yeah,
yeah,
and that's
so,
really interesting. That's really interesting in as much as they put out this film, Citizen Vigilante. Then they come out and tell everyone, "Don't watch it. This is a terrible film." And then they put it out on free, which they never do on Prime and X and somewhere else. Thus meaning that everyone is going to watch it because you've been told not to do it. You're going to do it, and they
yeah, I
made
mean,
it
are they
free.
the same people? Is it? But is it the same people saying don't watch it and then are putting it out for free? I'm not
Well,
sure
it
that's the
doesn't
case.
matter to me. I can see past their bullshit now. It's obvious that they. It's not that they didn't want us to watch it. They wanted everyone to watch it. They want vigilantes. They want to, cause us to fight each other so they can just quietly sit in the background and carry on doing what they're doing.
yeah. Not only
Yeah,
that, but they impose their Agenda 2030 plan.
Yeah, probably. Yes. Yeah.
I don't think
But
it's
you're
that
right.
simple. I
There
don't
was
think it's
much
that cut
more
and
of it.
dry. I don't think it's that cut and dry. I mean, who made this? Are you saying the people who made this film, Citizen Vigilante, are the same people who want to
No,
are the bad guys? Is that what you're
no,
I
saying?
am.
it's
I
no,
am.
no. It's made by Yui Ball. Yui Ball is an exploitation filmmaker who self-funds his films. He's made loads of films. Check him out. They've
Well,
all gone.
I
Yeah,
mean, in my head, it doesn't really matter if they're good or bad. What happens is they get told to make this film about this thing. Maybe they don't even know. Maybe someone just gave them a hint at a bar one night and said, "Oh, make a film called this." Whatever. Like, I think it's all planned. It's all part of a, get them fighting amongst
Mm,
themselves kind of thing.
Yui Ball
yeah,
is an
I think it's more
exploitation
complex than that.
filmmaker. Yui Ball is an exploitation filmmaker. Just picked up on the current thing to sell another film. He
Well,
wants,
all that, yes, yeah, yeah.
he wants to get a deal with Netflix. He's been a hustler, as I say, exploitation filmmaker, self-funded. He's made a lot of films. He makes a bit of money from them. They're pretty much a number of his films are in Rotten Tomatoes as some of the worst films ever made. I can't say I've ever seen a Yui Boll film, but I have watched clips of Citizen Vigilante, and it's Gav watched the whole thing the other day. You told me about it, so
My friends watch. I'm
Also,
not. I'm not going to bother watching it, but my friends
actor,
watch.
no,
the main actor in it apparently is being accused of being a cannibal in the past as well. He's got
yeah,
some kind of weird stuff, being weird accusations against him as well. So it's all a little bit weird anyway. But it's a sign of the times, for sure. It's a sign of the times, and it may well be something deliberately done to try and spark something or other. But I just don't think it's I just think it's a bit more complex than it's all this or it's all that. I don't think everything is planned this way or that way. It's there's usually a mixture of stuff going on with these things.
Yeah,
I
sure.
tend to agree more. I tend to agree more with Viv about the nature of the film. But yeah, I
I
mean,
just maybe I'm too black pilled, but whenever they sort of say "don't look here" and then allow you to look there, I say to myself, that's not what they want. I'm not going to
yeah,
bother.
but
yeah.
you're assuming it's all coming from the same place, and I don't think it is. You're obviously going to get the usual suspects saying, "Don't look at this," and it's going to create the Streisand effect, which is just going to create more interest in it because something they don't want us to see. It must be good. It must be interesting. So there's more than there's two forces, at least two forces at work here against each other. And yes, they do want us divided. Of course, they do. The dark forces, the enemy, if you like, they want us divided because we're easier to control. But I think also at the same time, it's they don't really understand. They don't really understand what that is leading to. I really think they've got a blind spot when it comes to this. They think they can control it, but they can't. And it's gonna, if it does get out of hand, it's gonna get out of hand for them as well as for everyone else. So I don't think this is all part of the plan for them. It's like, yeah, we want them divided, but there's a point where it's going to work against them. It's going to go too far, and they are going to be as well.
It's already gone too far, because anyone that I heard some panel talking about this today, and it was that, you know, you can't really call what's coming a civil war, or what's already here. Sorry, you can't call it a civil war. A civil war is normally, you know, peasants against the ruling class. This is not what we're in at the moment. This is a religious war. It's already on our doorsteps. You can't. It's been filtering into America and England and Germany and France for decades now, and it feels, it's either that it's felt that it can reveal itself because it's strong enough, or good guys, Q, whatever you want to call it, has pushed it out to the agenda to get us to fight. But either way, I think it's inevitable. The war, whatever's going to happen here is inevitable. It's been inevitable. I've been saying it for about 10 years anyway. I think. And it is, you know, I don't want to doom gloom anyone, but it will be really, really bad, people. We've got a lot of Muslims over here that have, you know, they're not here to integrate. They're here to take over. That's what their religion asks of them. It's that's the way it is.
I think there's still not enough of them. I mean, it's like the same thing with COVID. It's like COVID wasn't planned the way they wanted it to be planned. They were kind of forced into it, so they did plan to release it, but they were forced to do it before they were really ready, and so ultimately it worked against them, because it ended up just waking a hell of a lot of people up. And I kind of think what's going on now is maybe the same sort of thing. They are showing their hand. And I'm just thinking that they don't have a solid enough base to get away with this. They really don't. It's going to. Yeah,
we were talking about the IRA earlier. I mean, how many people do you think consist of the IRA? I'll tell you now, it was a tenth of what the numbers we're talking about that are here at the moment. A tenth, and they caused trouble for decades.
But don't
underestimate what
it was very different. It was that I think it's kind of apples and oranges to me, that the IRA and what's going on now. I mean, the thing which is really
right, in as much as these ones are 10 times worse than the IRA. Again,
no, but also but there's so many other factors, right? I mean, the IRA was such a localized thing, but I'm seeing a lot of stuff from the United States now about the problem with Islam, right? And people in the US are really waking up to it.
They're behind us, buddy. You're talking.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Fuddy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that it's not going to do. They're not going to let it do to them what it's so far done to us. Okay, and once it's it's the gates of Vienna sort of thing. They are the gates of Vienna, and they are going to stop them. Once they stop them, then the pushback starts, and it's going to come back over here, I reckon. And also, it's like the IRA were really conscious. The IRA were really conscious about public relations. Okay, they were really conscious about avoiding civilian casualties, especially in England. Okay, when they did their attacks in England, whereas this lot now are not. Okay, and the reason the IRA was so particular about that, because they knew public opinion. Once public opinion went against them, they were done for. Okay, but with this lot now, that's not an issue to them. But they will find out, because if anything is going to turn public opinion against them, and it's not quite there yet, but they keep on doing what they're doing, and they will find out. That will happen.
Yeah, I hate to be this person, but and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm totally wrong in what I'm saying, but I'm saying you're wrong in as much as that's what they want, mate. They want blood. Like, it's not going to be that they don't take over people like or no, in a different way, they're not trying to make a point. There's no point that they're trying to make. They are dominate. It's a dominance thing. They already have 33 Sharia law courts in this country. They already own Bradford Council and this council, and I think it's like 40 councils they're in charge of. When
It makes no difference. It makes no difference because it's not going to come down to the councils at the end of the day. It's going to come down to the people, and they're going to find out. They're going to find out. It's like that they should care about public opinion. They should care because that is what's going to eventually. What is the population of this country? What percentage of the population? It's only about 3%.
It's more than that.
I think it's about
Well,
6%.
it's not much.
I think it's 6 or 7%.
6%. So it's still a very small minority, And if they really get the people of this country turning against them, and which not enough, it's starting to happen. It's starting to happen, but not enough people are open about it at the moment because the government is still persecuting people. It's still, not protecting us against it. There's going to come a tipping point, and once that happens, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Do you think they'll all just give up and walk away? Is that what you think?
No, but it's going to turn into a war, and they will lose.
That's all I was saying is it's going to be an absolute shit show.
Yeah. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that.
That's what I was saying.
What I'm saying is they're going to lose.
There will be killings. There will be murders. There will be beheadings.
Yeah. It's going to be chaos. Absolute chaos. It's going to be a breakdown of law and order. It's going to get to that point where you're going to have the establishment forces, the police, and even the army, who are going to be told they've got to take sides, and the individuals are then going to probably that's when the individuals in those organisations are going to actually make a decision whether they want to do that or not.
Well, all I'm saying is I saw what they did to Bosnia, and I don't want to get triggered by all this because it does upset me, but I think people don't realise what's coming. Yeah,
Bosnia has a much larger Muslim population anyway, I don't think Yeah, I mean, I mean, we can agree it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty bad, but I think we will still prevail at the end of the day.
I hope so because I'm an old man and I can't do anything. So I hope the youngsters can prevail. That's all I can say.
You can always do something.
Oh, I can and I will. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Actually, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I can't raise my fist anymore. There's not going to be any pitchforks at dawn, sort of thing.
Just getting back onto something which when you were talking about the situation in Suffolk there, Viv, there was another story. It was around Thetford. It's about there's this small village, and apparently they're planning to put these migrants in there, and it's the amount of migrants they're planning to put in there are double the population of the village. Okay, something like 600 population, and I can't remember the name of the place now, and they're planning to put in 1,200 migrants, and they had a council meeting, and a lot of people showed up. They wouldn't let them in. It was a public council meeting, and the police stopped the public from getting in because they wanted to go in and protest about it. I just wondered if you knew.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you not?
I don't know about that. No, no, I haven't heard about that. I do read the local press, but no.
Yeah, it's close to Thetford. It was. That's kind of North Suffolk, the northern part of Suffolk.
I know where it is. The Thetford Freedom Festival starts this weekend, which might be interesting. A lot of stand are going to that. Yeah. This story. Yes, of course.
It was on the Vox Populi. If you go to the Vox Populi YouTube channel, there was a guy there reporting on it.
That's right. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, it's Barnum, basically. Barnum is the place.
Barnum.
Yeah, but it's Barnum is an RAF base. They want to put them in the RAF base. This is the new plan to put them in former military accommodation. So that's where they'll be going.
twice the population of the actual village itself. That's insane. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But there's also another Suffolk thing where they're putting families into new townhouses in a remote Suffolk village. So
Yeah,
Oh,
your
oh.
average UK citizen can't afford in the first place. I know it's outrageous. I mean, what is the point? What at this point, right at this stage now? What is the point of having legal uh, legal immigration? What is the point? Because it is all of this that's going on now just completely makes that completely worthless, null and void. It doesn't matter. You've got legal immigration because there's so much illegal shit going on. It's meaningless now.
No, it makes
Illegal
people. It makes people, the bourgeois class, it makes them feel good about themselves, and that's the main thing. As long as they feel good, that's fine. Until it affects them, which it will. But
Gents, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm going to have to pay more attention to the time each week, I think, and push us along sooner. But we're at 10 o'clock again, and we kind of haven't done your bookshelf
Well, maybe I should stop doing so much stuff at the beginning because that takes that takes up quite a lot of time. Maybe I should just cut a lot of that stuff out at the beginning. So we've got
it's not shit, by the way. Yeah, no, it's good, but maybe we'll have to cut it down a little bit, perhaps.
I mean, today it took an hour, and it is really interesting, though. I must admit, but
it is interesting,
yeah. But as for contemporary concerns, it only gives us less than an hour to discuss anything, which is
okay.
And we're like treants. It takes us an hour to say hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll knock that one on the head next week.
Well, we'll see.
For our aimless conversationalism.
Well, I don't know. My bookshelf is quite simply, I'm reading 7 Types of Atheism by John Gray. When he goes, yeah.
Okay.
There are 7 types. It's shaping up really interesting. The atheist groups that he mentions are actually Christian groups. It's kind of really, it's like, wow. I mean, I knew this anyway, but he makes it clear. Most atheists are actually Christians.
Surely that's a kind of oxymoron in itself. How can you be a Christian? I don't know how that works.
That sounds like a load of codswallop.
Okay,
seven types of atheism, and they're all Christians. It's like, and how many genders are there? Did you say 67 genders?
Okay, well, fair enough.
No. It's up to you. It's up to you to explain it to us, Viv. I'm sure it's.
I suppose I could. I mean, basically, the 7 types of atheism. How do you get through this very quickly?
Well, how do you differentiate between different types of atheism? I mean, can you give us an example of like between one and another?
Well, I suppose the first one is the new atheists. That would be Richard Dawkins, etc. And that contains very little that's novel or interesting, really. So the second sort is secular humanism, which is a version of Christian belief in salvation. Okay, so that basically that we will have salvation, but it's through secular humanism. Humans will heal themselves rather than the belief in a divine providence or whatever. But then the third sort of atheism is one which makes a religion from science. So it's called scientism, really. It includes all sorts of science, including the COVID science, the belief in COVID. You can see that this is a very important type of atheism where science has replaced God, and it will heal the humanities. It will heal us all, fall through the modern political religions, Jacobinism from the, which is really clearly a religion during the French Revolution, where that they would do things like change Notre Dame from a Christian temple to a temple of reason. And so there's this belief in reason and rationality. Then there's atheism, God haters, who are probably genuine atheists. And then you have atheisms which are mystical, which have an idea of a creator God without any idea, that the God has no concern about humanity. The God is unknowable. And then there's then
I suppose it's kind of almost it's that idea that without religion, you still need to find a religion, that all humans need to have some form of religion to carry on. So the
yes.
atheist Christian is just proving that once you've got rid of God, you find another version of your own God.
Yes, that's right. You have your own version of your own particular belief, which most of which in the West, because the Western world is based on Christianity, liberalism, and all the other isms grew from Christianity, and they've repurposed them. They've simply repurposed them without the figure of God or Christ.
It kind of sounds a little bit like he's kind of what's the word? It all sounds a bit unnecessary. He's creating all these divisions in atheism just for something to kind of write about, if you know what I mean. It all seems like atheism at the point is basically atheism. It doesn't sound very. It doesn't sound very Christian to me. None of it. Maybe it's kind of like some of them follow a Christian model, but I wouldn't call it Christian. And so it sounds like he's just creating this sort of genres within genre just to maybe have something to write about.
So in your philosophical view, there is only one type of atheism, which is
essentially yes.
Okay, well that's fair enough. You
can. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, atheism is the the belief that there is no God. Just like,
that's right.
I mean, and that's what it is at the end of the day. And you can you can write about all the nuances of the various approaches to that philosophical viewpoint, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really make any difference, does it?
It depends. It depends what they do. Depends how they act on the. Depends on how they act on their belief. Certain atheists would kill Christians. Certain atheists would be imbued with the spirit of humanity, and they would kill other humans who disbelieve in the spirit of humanity. But if there's only one source of atheism, then that's fine. I understand. I understand your viewpoint. So the atheism of Karl Marx and the atheism of Adolf Hitler, if he was an atheist, I'm not sure about that. But the various atheists, they're all the same, are they? They're all basically based on the same philosophical belief that there's no God, and I agree with you entirely. But how many of those?
Of course, they're not all the same. Of course, they're not all the same. I mean, I'm not
how
sure
that. How many types of atheism do you think there are then?
Well, there's as many as you want to imagine, as you want to make up, as this guy is doing.
I see.
Yeah. He's creating the divisions. He's the one seeing. Oh, what there's this philosophical approach to atheism. There's people who don't believe in God who approach it from this angle. Oh, and there's someone else here who's different. And it's like, well, everyone's different. So it's kind of you could come up with endless different variations on that.
Of course. So are other members of people of belief, such as communism, are they all different? Or are there other sorts of... So they're all different as individuals. There's no there's no current of thought that animates them, that makes them act as they do. They act independently, and they're pure independent agents.
No. They all subscribe
there's
to.
more to it. Yeah, there's more to it.
No, that they subscribe to a particular. How would you say? Intellectual grouping, if you like.
Hmm.
They will join I don't know, a tribe.
Hmm. Who all
If you
think
like.
differently, as you said.
Well, as individuals, they do, but once they join this certain tribe, then they much more
Mm.
their thought processes do align to that,
Mm.
because it's like they are joining something where they kind of
Mm.
being molded into thinking a certain way.
That's a bit more interesting. So, within various strands of liberalism, for example, they're not all the same, are they? Or are they?
No, nobody's the same.
No, no,
Essentially, you know.
nobody's the same. But our
Patterns of thought,
currents.
but people are corralled into patterns of thought which
Mm.
merge. Or, you know, you if you okay, I mean, if you join any, if you're interested in any particular ideology and you look
Hmm.
into it and you start reading about it and you like it and you learn about it, then you will start adopting those ways of thinking and approaching it,
Mm.
which are the
Mm.
ways which everyone who is reading it and getting interested in it will do the same thing. So you will start to think along the same lines
Mm.
uniformly as a lot of
Yeah,
other people who are
yeah,
subscribed to that ideology.
yeah. Just
But you
described
still won't you
society.
still won't be the same.
You've just described society. Then, yeah, of course, of course.
Mhm.
And in a
I
way,
just
you
think
prove that there must be different versions of atheists, different versions of Christians, different versions of
yeah,
that's
I was just going to get back to it. I see that point, but it just seems kind of like pointless to me. I
Mm.
just see what's the
Mm.
point. I don't get it. I don't
Why?
get it.
Yeah, why should we examine strands of thought? Why shouldn't we just? What do we do then? Not just accept them? And are the strands of thought, or is
well, I've sat here quite and think.
can we differentiate between different strands of thought and belief and lack of belief? Indeed.
Well, I was going to say, as the only one who sits here as an open atheist, I'd say I'm going to end the argument and say, well, I don't want to think that all atheists think like me. I think I've got my own brand of atheism in that X, Y, Z, and I believe this, that, and the other. But I don't think all atheists would agree with me. And so, if atheism was the only religion, we'd still split into different versions of atheists. I think, personally, but we got to 10 o'clock, so we can't argue. I'm afraid.
Well, the thing is, this is the great thing that's happened. We're into classification of things down to the nth
Yeah,
degree.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so
Yes,
we are where
that
we
is.
are. We are where we are.
That is it.
You
I
know.
think that's what I'm projecting to here. It's
Mm.
the end of classification. It's divide, more division, more classification, more labeling, and I just kind of think I've had enough of that. I'm really sick to
Yeah,
death
fair
of
one.
all that.
Yeah, that one.
You,
Yeah.
you can go
Yeah.
you can go on endlessly. Yeah, that's an endless tunnel that you can be going down. You know,
Mm.
constantly categorizing and doing all this. So that is my objection to it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I understand that. So it basically comes down to the individual, does it?
Yeah, it always comes down to the individual. It always should do. Yeah.
Mm. So as we're born, we're tabula rasa, which is Latin for a blank slate. So who forms the blank slate?
Genuinely, as much
Well,
as you're going to hate me, I'm going to stop this argument because, unless
yeah,
you
you're
two
gonna
want
have
to
to
carry on,
because
unless
I'm
you two,
about to go off on one here. So yeah, stop it right now.
No,
it's
but
one of those deep ones that if we'd started half an hour
Yeah,
ago, we'd been all right.
yeah,
I know.
Viv,
Yeah,
you can't keep on chucking in these stimulating
I'm sorry.
prepositions here.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. I know.
I'm
I
gonna
know. I'm
I'm gonna be
sorry.
the referee and call that as a draw.
Yeah. No,
Well, no, it wasn't a
maybe
competition.
no, it's not a competition at all. I don't think we're disagreeing. We're
No,
disagreeing on certain points of view and various the ways of looking at individuals within society and whether individuals are unique and untainted by the currents that dictate the flow of society and you know
Yeah, well, we know we're not. We know we're not. Virtually impossible to be
no
a part
so
of.
yeah exactly
But yeah,
I
anyway, yeah,
completely agree yeah
let's not get on
okay
ahead. So listen, Have we got anything more to say on Tommy Cooper, or are we moving on?
Not really.
Honestly, I think we've said nothing about him each week, but sod it. Let's let's move on.
Well, I did actually have a quick look up at some Tommy Cooper jokes, but to be quite honest with you, they don't translate very well from the page.
Right. Yeah,
they weren't particularly good reading them off the page. So I kind of thought, you actually have to be Tommy Cooper in the middle of his act, because he used to just throw them in randomly, didn't he, while he's doing his act? And
that's
what
kind of work. Was it?
I think so, and just the way, as Frank Carson used to say, it's the way I tell them. And it was the way that he told them. So I didn't go ahead with that. So all right, so we're moving on.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just to finish, Tommy Cooper. It's a bit like when people say the key to comedy is timing, and there you go. Yeah, and he had great timing, but also chucked stuff in at random. It's really difficult sometimes. It's like Bob Monkhouse, who had a whole litany of jokes. He had a book of jokes, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't really think Tommy Cooper's forte was telling jokes. It was more just him, his persona being a funny persona.
Yeah. It's a bit like Charlie Chuck, if you've ever seen him. He doesn't tell jokes.
Charlie Chuck.
The drummer. You know that drummer? Oh dear.
Oh, the name rings a bell, kind of vaguely. I can't picture him right now, though.
Wild Hair. He used to appear on Vic and Bob.
Yes, the old guy. That's right. Yes, I know.
Yeah. And he'd start playing drums, and he'd say "donkey," and that was his catchphrase, "donkey," which means is meaningless. And then he'd destroy the drum kit, and that was his act.
And maybe that's why no one's redone what he did, because magic is quite a serious thing on stage, whereas obviously comedy is quite a funny thing, and I suppose those two don't naturally go together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
tell us some of your jokes then, bud.
Come on, lighten it up. Lighten it up, mate.
Where are we? I've got to find them. Yeah, here we go. Oh, so all I've got. This one I did more stuff earlier, but it seems to have disappeared. Never mind. Right. This one you might have to think about for a bit. A young man was not having much success in dating women, so he went to the library to find a book on romance. He checked out one called How to Hug. It wasn't much help. Turns out he checked out volume 14 of Encyclopedia. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, I'm processing that. My
All right, How to Hug. Yeah, it's a bit cryptic, that one. I won't say anymore. Moving on. I was heartbroken when my wife told me that my 5-year-old was not my son. She then told me to pay more attention at kindergarten pickup.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't think a brain transplant could ever work. But recently, I've changed my mind. Teacher, please give.
Say you were having second thoughts. Go on.
Yeah, that's one. Teacher, please give me a sentence using these 3 words: defense, defeat, and detail. Student, a dog jumps over defense, defeat go first, then detail.
Go on.
Someone broke into our home last night and stole a dozen eggs. They also left a pan of boiling water on the stove. Police believe it was poachers. Farmer has successfully grown a field of vibrators. Unfortunately, now has a problem with squatters.
Aye.
And finally, my dad used to put me in a tire and roll me down a hill. Those were the good years.
Oi!
And that's all I have this week.
and it was that was very good again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Where'd you get these from then? Don't tell me. No, don't. No.
Secret school.
Yeah. You can't reveal, can you? Of course.
I'm like a top chef. I have my secret sauce, and no one knows the ingredient.
Yeah, of course. Understood.
It takes a lot of work actually sourcing all of these jokes. I'll have you know.
Yeah, I bet it does actually. Genuinely, I bet it does. Yeah.
It's a bit time consuming, but there you go. See how dedicated I am. Dedicated to the cause.
Good. Yeah, good.
So next week, I presume it is my turn to bring up a comedian to discuss.
Yeah.
Would you like me to prime you for that one now, or do you want us in suspense until next week?
No, I don't care. Don't know.
I'll give you some clues. I won't tell you who it is. I'll give you some clues. You may get it.
Yeah.
Male UK comedian, born 24th January 1924, died 18th of April 1992. His first names were Alfred Hawthorne, although those were not the names he used. Big in the UK and transferred over to America, and was big in America as well. And I will say this one's kind of by popular demand, because this was somebody I thought that we had actually covered previously, but he's someone who's come up in connection with all the comedians we have talked about. So and somebody, Mr. JS, you know who you are, commented on it, asked if we had done him, and I checked back and realised we hadn't. But because he'd come up in relation to all the other guys, I thought we had. So yeah, so that is who it is.
Right. Okay.
Nice. I await in suspense because I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
It's Billy Beercan who requested this one. Or
is it? Excellent. Big shout out to Jeremy there.
Yeah. So yes, all shall be revealed next week if you don't work it out by then.
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to look this up. I'm gonna wait till next week.
Yeah, and I don't want to know yes or no, but I think it's part of a double act. But anyway,
okay, I
we
will
will
say
see next week. Yeah.
All right.
Right, yeah. Listen, guys, it's been a great chat as always.
Good.
And I will slowly. Oh, not slowly. I will raise a glass to our American friends at the weekend, and as Viv said earlier, happy Independence Day. Let's hope you sort the world out a little bit better in the future.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. Happy Independence Day, USA.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. 250. 250. Well done.
Filthy, dirty, covered in cobwebs. But she's good for the kids. And I found this old violin. And this painting, all painted. So I took him to an expert, and he said to me, what you got there? He said, you've got a Stradivarius and a Rembrandt. Unfortunately, Stradivarius was a terrible painter. And Rembrandt made rotten violins.